the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood.
G'day guys, it's Dave Tran and welcome to another GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And in today's lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play In My Blood by Shawn Mendes. Now for the basics of this song, you'll just need your guitar in standard tuning and you won't need a capo. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Now this song is really easy because there's just 3 chords throughout the whole song and they just get repeated over and over. There's also a riff that we're going to learn as well. First, I'll teach you the chord progression that gets used throughout the whole song, and you could just play this over and over again till the very end. So the 4 chord progression is going to go like this. We have an F chord. Next we have a B flat major, and that's going to be the exact same shape as an F. You're just going to move your hand up to the 6th and 8th frets. So that's B flat. And then we have D minor. For the D minor, we're going to have a 5th string bar chord, so it's the exact same shape as our F and B flat, but just down 1 string, and we're going to play that on the 5th and 7th frets, like that. And finally we just go back to our B flat chord, and that's our 4 chord progression. Now if you're having trouble with bar chords, then be sure to check out my video here on the 5 reasons why your bar chords might suck, and also this video here on the 4 different ways of playing the F chord. One main handy tip that I'll give you though, if you can't play the bar chords, is just to concentrate on the top 3 strings of each chord, or the power chord. So if you can't play the full bar chord, just focus on the top 2 or 3 strings, or the power chord. Like that, and that can apply to the other bar chords as well. It will place less strain on your fingers just because you're only focusing on 2 or 3 strings. You can also play the B flat here and the open D minor shape like this if you want, instead of those bar chords. Now let's get stuck into the actual guitar that gets played in the song. And we're going to start with the intro/verse riff. To play this riff, we're going to be doing some finger picking. So your thumb will take care of the 6th, 5th and 4th strings, and your index, middle and ring finger will take care of the 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings respectively. For our first position, our index finger will go on the 8th fret of the 5th string, and our pinky will go on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. We're going to start this first position by plucking the 5th and 2nd strings together. And then we're going to pluck the 5th string and the 2nd string by themselves. And we're going to do that 3 times. And after you hit the 2nd string, that's held out for a little bit, so it'll sound like this. And in total. For our next position, we're just going to hold this shape and then slide it down all the way to the 1st and 3rd frets of the 5th and 2nd strings. Now we're not going to start this shape off by plucking the 2 strings at the same time. We're just going to continue on playing the 5th string and then the 2nd string, and then holding out that 2nd string a little longer than the 5th string. And we're going to do that 4 times on this shape. After you've done that 4 times, we're now going to lift our index finger, and now we're going to alternate between the open 4th string and the 2nd string. And we're going to do that 4 times as well. But on that very last note, you're going to hit that 2nd string and slide up from the 3rd fret to the 5th string. So that section will sound like this. And then after that, we return to this position where we have our index finger on the 1st fret of the 5th string, pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And we're going to start this section by plucking both strings together. And then we're going to alternate between the 5th and 2nd strings and do that 3 times. So that section all together. And all together for the verse riff. Now if you're having troubles getting from here to here, then you can play that first shape here, which is a little bit closer. So index finger goes on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, index finger goes on the 5th fret of the 1st string. The picking's exactly the same, but just on different strings. But I prefer it playing here because then you're just plucking the same strings and it's a little easier on the picking hand. So if we were to play it down here, it would sound like this. Now the actual recording, this open D note is actually an octave lower, but I'm not going to complicate this lesson with that because that will involve some detuning, but I just wanted to point that out in case people say that this is incorrect. Right, moving on, and we get to the chorus, and we've already learnt our chord progression, so it's just F, B flat, D minor, and back to B flat. In the chorus, we're just going to use a down, up, 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 down, up strumming pattern, and we're going to play that once for each chord, which will sound like this. Next we get to our second verse. We're going to use the same chord progression, but we're going to use an all down strumming pattern here. So 16 down strums for each chord, which will sound like this. Now if you want to make it sound even better, then we can add some accents to these down strums. So 2 8-strum sections, and our accents are going to be on the highlighted down strums up here. So let's say our strumming pattern is just 8 down strums. Our first down strum is accented, our 4th down strum is accented, and our 7th down strum is accented. So it sounds like this. So notice when I accent, I play those strums a little harder. And you do that twice for each chord. So the accented verse will sound like this. Now just a quick tip, when you're going from finger picking to strumming, what I like to do with my strumming to make it sound sharp still is to use the very edge of my fingernail to strum the strings. Because if you're using the very edge of your fingernail there, you get that crisp sound. But if you're using like the pad of your thumb, for example, then you're going to get a bit more of a dull sound. So that's why I like to use the edge of my fingernail, and I'll get that pick sort of sound, which is a bit more sharp. Finally, I'm just going to teach you the lead riff that gets played in the chorus, and it's very simple. We're just going to take our ring and pinky finger and put it on the 10th fret of the 3rd and 2nd strings. We're going to pluck these 2 strings together 4 times. And then for our next position, we just slide our pinky finger up 1 fret, so now it's on the 11th fret. We pluck these 2 strings again another 4 times. Then we lift our pinky finger and our index finger goes on the 8th fret. We're going to pluck these 2 strings another 4 times, and then back to our original position. And then the full riff. And you just repeat that. So now I'm going to be playing the song in its entirety, and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
I could
Hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Also be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, GuitarZero2Hero Express, where I just upload guitar covers with the annotated chords and tabs for you to practice and play to. If you've enjoyed this, then please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.